7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is good, everyone? It is your boy Politica Hot alongside my guys, Mr. Moyo Fit, Chris Wilson, Mr. Rich Michaels, Mr. Joey Woods will be joining us momentarily. We are Still Steps coming to you live on a beautiful Friday evening, courtesy of All Authentic Talk Sports Network. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
Yeah, it was a great week. Weather's been amazing. You know, it feel like it's springtime finally.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brother Rich, how you doing, sir? Sorry.
It's no, it's good. I to echo what Chris said, man, it was a beautiful week, nice weather, put you in a good mood. Good week of wrestling again. Ready, baby.
Oh yeah, all about that turnbuckle talk action. So tonight, we'll definitely be talking about this week. It's been of Monday Night Raw as well as SmackDown that's already in progress. But first, we do have a very special guest this evening. We're actually going to have two special guests joining us this evening. But we're going to have the first one coming up. This gentleman right here, y'all can find him wrestling in the territories of NWA. He is 1/3 of the Southern Six, and he is the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Still Steps, Mr. Alex Taylor, joining us here this evening.
What's going on, gentlemen?
How you doing this evening, sir?
Oh, I can't complain. Don't worry about Kerry Morton. He's running a little behind. He's at the jeweler getting his Rolex cleaned.
I get it shining nice.
No, so he want to switch lives, we can. You know,
a lot of people say that about the Southern Six.
Hey, man, definitely a super dope faction. You know what I mean? Tearing up the NWA scene right now. We're gonna definitely talk about the Southern Six as well as the upcoming Crockett Cup tournament that's coming to Philadelphia. In a couple of weeks over at the 2300 Arena. But first, usually here on the Still Steps, when we have a first-time guest with us, Alex, we like to ask them when was their first time being exposed to professional wrestling. You know, we found, this being an interesting conversation to have with our guests on the show. So for you, Alex Taylor, when was the first time you were exposed to professional wrestling?
I always listen to interviews like this, and everybody has that one story of flipping on the TV for the first time and seeing something. I don't know. It was always on at my house. My dad always had WCW on because, we were a Southern household. It was WCW all day.
Yeah. And
we held out for a while, maybe a couple weeks without wrestling, and then we finally switched over to the WWE. I don't know. Like I said, there's not one memory that stands out, but I always loved it. I remember getting a Shawn Michaels DVD from the Vault, the blue DVD.
Yeah.
The ladder match on it, the Iron Man match, the match with Diesel at In Your House, the Mind Games match with Mankind, a few more. I used to know them all, but I burned through that DVD. I watched the Iron Man match probably more than I've seen any match ever. So
nice. Little known fact. I actually attended the Mind Games event when it was here in Philly. That was actually the first WWF event when it came to the Core State Center when it first opened the building. So just
what a fantastic match that is.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. So you mentioned how wrestling had always been on in the house. In your house, in the house, Mind Games, huh?
All time.
So with that being said, like for you, what was that moment that for you to say, you know what, I could take that next jump and actually get into inside the square circle. So like, what was that moment for you, like, to take that step?
Well, probably just being stupid and delusional, I guess. I played high school football, and I was okay. I was an all-county player, if that means anything. Captain of my high school football team. But I guess to play college football, you have to make good grades and go to class, and that's something I didn't do very well. So after a year of college, and I dropped out, or they kicked me out. It depends who you ask. I don't know. I'm sitting at home with nothing to do, looking at a 9-to-5 for the rest of my life, and that didn't sound too fun. So one day I was just, I'm going to go be a pro wrestler. And I had no idea how I was going to do that, but that was my idea. So after a few weeks, I finally put a plan together, started looking up wrestling schools, and a friend of mine randomly said, "Hey, did you know that Seth Rollins opened a wrestling school in Iowa?" And me not being very good at geography, I was like, "Sure, I'll move to Iowa." So I applied for the school and got in, and found out it was a 9-hour drive away. So packed up my stuff and moved to Iowa for a while.
Wow.
Oh no, that's awesome. We actually, just spoke your partner up. He just came back from getting the jewelry shine.
Okay.
So it's been pretty awesome to have now 2/3 of the Southern Six here on the Steel Steps. Please welcome to the show the future legend, Mr. Kerry Morton, joining the Steel Steps. Brother,
Yeah,
Kerry, how you doing, man? How's
Hey,
everything?
What's up, crew? I just got off the road, so sorry I'm a little late to the show here. I know AT's been a busy man himself, defending that championship all over the country. So happy to be here, and thanks for having me, boys.
Oh yeah, no
Pleasure,
doubt about
pleasure.
it. Man, greatly appreciate you being on board with us. And we were just talking about like that first time being exposed to professional wrestling. Now I know you've been right out the womb. I could say being exposed to professional wrestling. But I'm gonna just throw the reshape the question for you. Knowing that you come from a family that's heavily involved in professional wrestling, like for you, like what was that first conversation speaking with your father, say, you know what, I want to follow go into the next phase of being a professional wrestler?
Well, that's it's funny you asked that. I just grabbed dinner with my old man, and we were just kind of talking about wrestling and reminiscing what's catching up on this weekend. Whether it be on other platforms or whatnot, and it was just a cool reminder, just saying, hey, kind of keep going, keep striving on. So I think from the early beginning, I up and down the road since I could remember, I was in the back seat on the DVD player watching Ring of Honor and Jim Crockett Promotions and old 2003 WWE SmackDown versus Raw episodes, or whatever it may be. So I think all along he knew that I was wanting to jump into the professional wrestling industry. With that being said, I tried to prepare myself for the best, as he did as well. I did amateur wrestling, had a successful career along with professional theater, and then getting the chance to really kind of travel up and down the road of amazing wrestlers. Bobby Eaton of one half of the Midnight Express lived at our house for years, so I get to have a wrestling ring was in the backyard, so I was there every day, every day with my friends after school. So. It's funny, and then often, I have to remind myself, especially after a weekend like I just had, being on the road for 6 days, is, it really instills of how tired you are. I still get to live my dream every single day. My dad preached that to me often. Keep living, keep dreaming, and now I get to share the road with my boys. Big AT right beside me. So this is it's been an awesome experience, to say the least. I hope I kind of didn't get away from your question too much.
No, it's spot on.
Kerry's very humble, but I'll just take a moment to congratulate the new Juggalo Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
Hey, AT, thank you. I gotta show you something real quickly, maybe. May I do that real quickly, gentlemen? Is that okay?
Go ahead, do your thing.
Sure, do it.
So, I'm gonna have to speak on this real quickly. We are the 2024 Crockett Cup winners, and we look fresher than a polar bear's toenails. I'm telling you. I mean, we always look cool. Our gear is always top notch. But along with my championship, I happen to have something made for Alex Taylor and Big Thrilly Silas Mason. I think we should show that on the show real quickly.
Little sneak
So,
Hey.
peek.
excuse me for 1
Okay.
second. Excuse me for 1 second.
Nah, do your thing.
Oh, exclusive. Let's go.
Right?
Surprise
Still
me. I don't even know
exclusive.
you.
First of all, there's
Right?
the championship. All right, there's the
Woo!
beautiful Juggalo championship belt, and which I'm about to have a brand new one made.
Mm.
But let me go into something real quickly too. Let me just show you something. Big AT deserves to have something really fresh. So we just had some new coats just out and about put on there real quickly. I don't know if
Okay.
you can bring it back, but they just don't make them like this anymore. That's for sure. You see
Okay.
that? AT has one on the way to his house here in the next week. Got our logos on it. Got the name. So you'll be seeing us rocking these at the Crockett Cup for 2025. Giving the people a little teaser real quickly. Because when you're as cool as us, you know, you can't get much cooler.
Hawk, are you
Fire.
thinking what I'm thinking?
Fire.
Very Hollywood blondish. Just like
Oh,
very
yeah.
nice.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
I like it. Still Steps exclusive. You
Real
heard it here
recognizes
first.
real, gentlemen.
And
Real
you saw it
recognizes
here
real.
first.
Yes, sir.
Love it. Love it.
Real recognizes real. That's for sure.
That's it. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll ask you, Kerry, first. You know, some people growing up in a wrestling family feel like a pressure, you know, with the name and everything like that. Does that ever affect you at all?
No pressure at all, my friend. No, genuinely. You know, here's something I have to often remind myself is, you know, I'm not my father. My father is my best friend. You know, he's my role model. You know, he's someone I aspire to be just as good as a man as he is. But that being said, I'm not my father. And as if you've watched any of my work here recently, whether it be NWA Power or on the Independence or Juggalo Championship Wrestling, you know, maybe you can pretty much tell real quickly that, you know, Kerry Morton isn't just as much as his father, to say the least. So no pressure, not really. You know, I'm don't get me wrong. I am so fortunate to have my last name and to represent that and wear it on my wrestling gear every single night. That is a blessing that I hope never be taken away. But you know, I have to make my own edge, and that's something I often try to remind myself, and along with my pops, is, you know, you do what you need to do to further your career. And so I'm, you know, I absolutely I've been patted on the back by a lot of legends here recently, and maybe getting a little big-headed, to say the least. But I feel as if I'm on the right path as of right now, especially, you know, traveling up down the road, just paying our dues, that's what we say.
That's awesome. That's cool. Really good. Big AT, I had a question for you too before Kerry came on. You said you went to wrestling school, Seth Rollins school. You were obviously a football player, really big deal in high school. What was the most difficult part as far as the wrestling? Was it the promos? Was it the wrestling itself? I'm assuming being athletic, that wasn't too hard. What was the most challenging thing getting used to the in ring?
The promos definitely have always that was a spot for me in the beginning that was very difficult because I don't like people and I don't like talking to people. Kerry can tell you. I got about 4 friends. All right. 2 of them in the Southern Six. The other one's Danny Deals. And the other one is my cat who's sitting up here on the couch. But, you know, that's just, it comes with time, just like everything. Practice, becoming more comfortable. Now, hey, not am I one of the best in the ring. I'm the best on the microphone, Daddy. So,
Damn right. Damn right. I mean, speak to him, AT, right? Listen, AT has jumped, and I say this from other people, my peers. I'm not speaking for myself. I have had a cool guy that reached across me this locker room this past weekend and said, man, what you guys have is a unique dynamic that they don't make them like that anymore. And, you know, it's funny you say that. We all play a role in the Southern Six. We all know our role. And it's really unique to see, you know, Alex come alive when that red light's on. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's always alive. When that red light is on, baby, I mean, it is too hot itself. It's electric to see it. It fires me up. And I know it fires Thrilly up as well. So,
well, let me give you a little story. So they fly us over to Australia, right? We're out here making towns, beating up these Aussies over there. The Southern Six is running wild. And halfway through the tour, I get jumped by 25 Tongans in a bar, right? Tear my shoulder to pieces. I'm in the hospital. We got half a tour left, right? I can't wrestle. Blessing in disguise, though, because the boss man, Mr. Billy Corgan, he hands me a microphone and he goes, AT, go tell these people what's up. And at this point, they're very generous with their pain pills in Australia. They'll just hand them out. Now, listen, this is all prescription. We're not doing anything under the table.
Right.
So I'm out there. I'm feeling good, and I'm letting these people know. And I think in that moment, Mr. Corrigan knew Big AT was a main event player.
All right. What AT might have said, we probably can't disclose on the air, but it was a hell of a time to be alive, gentlemen. I'll say that. It was a hell of a time to be alive.
I needed it for the pain.
I'm at to do
I'm
at to do a deep Twitter search to see if I can find a clip from that particular event.
I hope it doesn't exist, to say the least, but it was awesome to see, baby. It was awesome to see.
All right.
We've scrubbed the internet of all footage from Australia.
Yeah.
Got you.
Whatever you see is AI, guys. That's all AI. That's not AI.
Man.
It wasn't me.
So
Just looks just like him, but it's a telling.
I'm just having a mental note to myself to definitely visit Australia.
Yep.
Okay. All right, boys. So it's wonderful. So I'm gonna start with you, AT. So you having a background, like I said, of the high school football, like I said, you're captain of your team, all county. Like even though you're not trying to make it a big deal, it is a big deal because that means you're being acknowledged. So the physicality part of it, did that transition well over when you got into professional wrestling? Because I always ask people, how was it when you took that first bump? And you coming from football, you're taking hits. Like no matter what position you play, you got to hit somebody or somebody's hitting you. How did that feel the first time you got between those ropes and you had to take your first slam? Like somebody whipped you up in the air and you had to land on your back. How did you take that?
Like a duck to water, man. I never really considered myself this super athlete. And I thought, I'm going to wrestling school. There's going to be a lot of jacked up, crazy looking freaks here. But you'd be surprised at the people who think they can wrestle. And sadly, a lot of them get through, and our business is polluted with a lot of shit. Excuse my language. But
no, you good.
Yeah, I think, it helped out a lot. I've never been afraid of contact, and I've never been afraid of that mat. So
Nice. All right, so now you're here with my boy Kerry Morton over here. Then you guys are now both champions like this. So clearly success runs in you guys stable. So what's next?
Hey, you should say that one more time real quickly.
Okay.
I mean, that just sounded too good. I think I just need to hear from one more clearly.
Okay, I'll set this up. Okay. Southern Six right now, we're with 2/3. Mr. Alex Thomas, Mr. Kerry Morton. Both of you right now are currently champions. Both of you. Now, clearly success runs in the stable. 2024 Cup winners. Crockett Cup winners. Already done it. Been there, done that. But still clearly are the #1 top team right now in NWA. What is next for you gentlemen? Because you're already killing it. Not just in NWA. Clearly everywhere you go. Morton Juggalo champion. You junior heavyweight champion. Like, what's next for the Southern Six?
Well, Kerry, if you mind, let me go first on this. Then I'll hand it off to you.
Please.
Immediately what's next. We're going to become the first team to ever win back-to-back 2-time Crockett Cup winners. And after that, I think we take a slice of those NWA World Tag Team titles. Maybe that television title. Maybe that national title. And let's not forget about the 10 pounds of gold, baby. The Southern Six wants it all. New socks and draws. Chrome on everything, because when you're hot, you're hot.
That's right.
All gold, everything. I feel
I got to speak on AT right there. I mean, brother, we're a little selfish right now. I mean, genuinely, Mr. Corrigan knows where his money lies in the National Wrestling Alliance, and that's clearly with the Southern Six. And I'm not just patting ourselves on the back right there. I mean, you listen to the audience, listen to the crowds, listen to the socials necessarily. He knows where his money lies. He knows where his talent is coming up. We're young cats in the game still. We're still up and rolling and doing what we need to do. But that being said, we have championships all over. Independents, we're fortunate enough to be able to take those bookings and wrestle for these companies, and clearly they're not enough competition because we're winning all their belts. And now we're taking ourselves in the asses a little because now we got to go back and make the talent to defend the belts, and we don't have enough time in the schedule. So that's a good thing to have.
I got to stop accepting title matches because I got to say, no, I don't have any room in my bag, man.
I'm telling you, I got a whole other check bag real quickly back here that's gone absurd. Speaking of titles, I might have something else to show you here in a few too, but that might be the moment.
Oh man, nice.
But when you said, with that, it's what's next? It's funny enough. We kind of had we've had a little, little conversations here recently about what's going on, what's seeing. We just had the NWA World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Unfortunately, was not my day. My shoes were untied, and my boots just weren't feeling right that day. So you know what? I lost. I can admit that. I'm not happy to admit it, but I can admit it. And I want to focus back on some tag team gold. I love the World Heavyweight Championships in the tag team division, but those United States belts. They're usually for the B players, but I think we can take the B players and make them some A players when they put them on our shoulders and our
We
weight.
can elevate them, and
So,
those belts haven't meant a damn thing since the Steiners held them.
I'm telling you, isn't that the truth? They haven't been a
It's
thing.
time for us to bring them back to the glory that they belong in.
That's right. So go make them top belts again once more, and I think that speaks something to ourselves. We can take the small championships and make them the big belts. And,
a wise man once said, "The belts don't make the man makes the belts." And clearly, you guys can do that clearly. So that'd be something to see.
Stop it! You're making me blush. All right, stop it. All right.
Very facts. We're talking with. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kerry.
No. So who knows? Who honestly, genuinely knows? I don't know what the future lies. I'm God willing. I woke up today. Came back from Detroit, Michigan last night. Got in about 10 o'clock in the morning and been up and ready to roll. Gym, errands, and whatnot. So God willing, I wake up tomorrow. I got something else in my mind. But right now, I'm just trying to stay healthy and stay on the scene and keep on rolling and seeing what I can get my. The biggest thing is about professional wrestling is no matter how good you genuinely think you are, some guys may just not give you the chance. And willing, they've given us the chance, and we've succeeded time and time again. So who's to say what's next?
Me and Alex, we had a little conversation prior to shoot in regards to, I hate to use the term politics behind the scenes in the industry, but it exists. It's unfortunate, but it exists on different levels, whether it's talent in the ring, talent outside of the ring. But it sucks. But that's something that we could dive into, at another time. But it's all we all about the Crockett Cup right now. But
right.
we're talking with Southern Six's Alex Taylor and Kerry Morton here on the still step. So Kerry, I know you had mentioned as far as like the Jax Dane Memorial World Title Tournament, unfortunately things didn't go your way. There was a moment a few weeks ago, I hate to bring it up, but it's what happened where you accidentally hit the other third of the Southern Six, Throw Billy. Unfortunately, he was unable to advance in the tournament. So with that being said, both you and AT 2024 Crockett Cup winners of last year. So as a faction, what are we doing to strategically plan to make sure mishaps as such doesn't happen during this tournament?
Well, you see, I what you might have watched in NBA Power was clearly an accident. I mean, it was clearly an accident, and I did not, obviously have a devastation knee strike, to kiss it goodbye.
Very lethal.
It was something I obviously I was going for Colby Carino. All right, I'm a good guy. I was going for Colby Carino because you know what? Colby Carino needs to be put out of his misery. The little punk ass is just walking around the locker room with his little old school jacket, and he needs to be put out of his misery. So that's what I was doing. Just getting a little revenge, just being a good guy, just helping out Silas. And you know what? Colby just so happened to move, and Silas was just standing behind him. So I didn't mean to, and you know what? Because I'm a good guy and I have a new endorsement deal, I sent Stewie a brand new pair of Pit Vipers. So right there, they're right at his house. So send him a brand new pair. He got the gold edition, so he looks beautiful in them. He says he's gonna come in back tomorrow. What's that?
You didn't send me any.
No, they're on the way there. AT, I got it.
Checks in the mail.
Check them out. They're on the way there. So that being said, we're all good. We make up. We gift each other varying gifts. And I got Silas a beautiful jacket made. We're all good. So we're all on the same page. We're all reading the same book. We're all drinking the same water.
While we're on that unfortunate accident where you hit Throwbilly, I have a question for you, Kerry. Who was that other guy that ran out to the ring with you?
What other guy?
There was another guy out there. I don't know. Like, is there a new member that I don't know about?
Well, so I didn't even realize he was getting involved into the match. But when I saw him exit out the curtain, I thought, well, hell, I might as well follow him because I was in the back eating a little catering and I just got a little bored. I was like, well, I wonder what he's doing. And Troy's in the ring, so I'm going to go out there too. And sure enough, I got a little bored and I got a little excited and I just wanted to take Colby Carino out of his misery. And sure enough, it didn't work out the way I planned it. You know what? I need to stop drinking before I wrestle, and I'm going to take that into consideration going next. And by I mean drinking, guys, I don't actually drink alcohol. I mean, I was just drinking some orange juice or whatnot.
He's a good Christian boy. He does.
Good Christian boy. So
I drink enough for both of us after the match.
But I'm not going to do that in the near future. I'll show you that. And,
Oh man,
Silas understands.
Yeah, shout out to Silas. Hopefully we get him on next time. Get all three members of the Southern Six.
I don't think Thrilly has internet at his house, so it'll have to be a weekend we're at a hotel or something.
Good luck getting a word in, boys.
Gotcha. We'll have to put him in some free Wi-Fi space. Like good enough. So, but let's dive into the Crockett Cup. Going down Saturday, May 17th at the famous ECW Arena in Philadelphia. Regards to the legacy of the Crockett Cup, members like the Road Warriors, Dusty, Nikita Koloff, prior members of holding that title. Tell us what that means to you both. I'll start with you, AT, as far as being part of a historic tournament.
Oh man, it means the world. It's the most prestigious tag team tournament ever in wrestling. Sting and Luger. I mean, Sting was my guy as a kid, so just that alone. For a fact, there's only 2 men in history that have held the NWA World Junior Heavyweight title and won the Crockett Cup, and you have the honor of having them on your podcast today.
Nice.
Yes.
Let's go.
That's right. It's genuinely incredible. I could go into talk about it more, but I think it speaks for itself. Sting, Luger, Nikita Koloff, Dusty Rhodes, the Road Warriors. Once having that Crockett Cup, the original OG Crockett Cup, inside my own home for many of years until that's another story for another time. But having the OG Crockett Cup and looking at it and seeing it, and then having the chance to put our name upon that was really cool, really unique.
We did something that the greatest tag team of all time didn't do.
I like that.
That's a fire shirt.
Yeah.
Get that shirt at.
Pro wrestling tees, baby.
Oh, nice, baby.
Ricky better got a cut. It went to Robert's email.
Rock and roll didn't get a cut. I'll show you that.
Can't go blame
all the money.
Can't go blame your pops. Did you get a shirt? That's the tees. No, that's awesome. Now, I know, as of now, y'all been mentioned as far as being part of the Crockett Cup entrance. We also heard the slime balls our official cup entrance, and
Make-A-Wish thing.
Yeah, that won't make it past the first round. We can already consider them done.
Right. But then also Blunt Force Trauma, a team who's had a little bit of success in the tournament, just haven't reached the pillar as far as actually winning the Crockett Cup. So as far as do y'all feel like they might be the biggest threat in this upcoming tournament?
I mean, I think that's of all the teams to look out for. I mean, Aaron Stevens is a very deceivious man. So that could be a challenge, but I like our odds against anybody.
I do too. I like our odds against anyone. I think Aaron Stevens has a good little group there, and hopefully, they'll be knocked out of the first round, and they're not in our particular match leading into the Crockett tournament itself. So, I don't think we have nothing to sweat over. And when the time comes, obviously, a devastation, little green whistle. I follow it up with a kiss of goodbye, and it's the count of 3. We're on to the next round.
And I haven't seen the seeding yet, but I assume we are number 1 seed in this tournament.
I would think so.
I don't think we'd be seeing BFT till much later.
Yeah.
So
you know what? They should just go ahead and just give us a bye. I mean, you know what, Alex? if they're really smart, they should just go ahead and put us in the finals. I mean,
deservingly so, since you did win 2024.
You did win 2024.
Right.
So just put you right to the end, yeah.
We shouldn't even have to restart from the very beginning. It's not like the NFL playoffs. It's not like the NCAA. You know, we were number one. We continue to stay at number one, and we should just go to the finals already.
Yeah, we are defending the Crockett Cup. We're the current champions.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'm glad you said that. So with being the current Crockett Cup champions, there are a lot of great tag teams in different organizations all over. There's a bunch. But like you said, AT, Crockett Cup is the most prestigious tag team tournament that's ever been. Like I said, you think of it when people say the greatest tag teams of all time, two or three of them have won the Crockett Cup between the Road Warriors, Steiner Brothers, like I said, Sting and Luke, like greatest tag teams that's ever been together. You guys are already won the champ. You're back-to-back winners. Like seriously, does that put you right there as like two of the best tag teams in the world right now? Because you part of the greatest tag team tournament ever, and if you win it back to back, that has to put you in conversation as one of the best tag teams in the world.
I think we're already there, but I think winning back to backs kind of solidifies our spot, don't you think, Kerry?
And I agree. And here's the thing, and I can speak on this. The invitation is there, and I'm saying that freely and openly. If some cats from WWE want to come over, if some cats from AEW want to come over, if some miserable fools from TNA Wrestling are wanting to get their little boots on and drop Leo Slater again and get their way over here to come wrestle on National Wrestling Alliance, then they're welcomed. I assure you, they're welcomed. We're not afraid of any punk-ass bitches. So get themselves in the ring. Let them step up with us. Because here's the thing, gentlemen. I'm going to say this clearly right now.
Oh, talk your shit.
Step up. Okay, they can either step up or they can step aside. And a lot of those guys don't have the balls to step up. So go ahead. The invitation's there. Go ahead and get the clickbait warriors out there. Go ahead and clip this right now. Any tag team is allowed right now to enter themselves into the National Wrestling Alliance. I'll make a phone call to good old Billy, and we'll get this settled, all right? I'll even let them take a little cut if they want to get a little extra payday out of my money, for they think they can justify themselves in the Crockett Cup, because I assure you, and I guarantee you this, they don't have what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the definition of saying it with your chest.
The future legend and the American Gigolo have spoken. Pull up May 17th. Crockett Cup tournament going down. 2300 Arena. If you haven't by now, get your tickets. They're on sale now. NWA Pull up.
Challenge extended, man.
Challenge, and please, I absolutely full-heartedly mean that. If these gentlemen out there, and I'm talking about, I can start naming some teams if you would like me to. If they think they have what it takes, if they genuinely think they have what it takes, I see this little bullshit crybabies FTR talking online about how they got themselves. Listen, and I mean this wholeheartedly because I like those guys. But when you're 5'4", okay, when you're 5'4" and 327 pounds, and you're gonna talk your shit to me, and you're gonna say some stuff to me, and you don't think you have what it takes, then here. I assure you, I'm not afraid of an ass whooping, boys. I have gotten my ass whooped many of times, but I continue to stand up. So if these guys want to come and tussle, and they want to come get in the ring, I promise you, the invitation is there. It is open and as clear as day, and I invite you wholeheartedly. And I will extend my hand, and you can shake it and join it in the 2025 Crockett Cup in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the historic ECW Arena.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Step up, get smacked down.
Yeah, that's damn right.
Where's the air horns? I need air horns.
All right.
Like Hardy boys, are you listening? Nemeth brothers, are you listening?
Please.
House party, private party, all them parties.
Anyone.
The invitation is there, all right? There's some goons in this tournament that we can go ahead and cut out real quickly, okay? They probably shouldn't even be in the tournament in the first part. But we can go ahead and cut them out, and we'll give their spot to some of the other guys from the quote-unquote other companies that think they have what it takes. Genuinely. We'll get their spot up, and I'll make sure of that. Because, listen, we already put asses in seats. People are already going to show up to come watch us. So it's not about selling tickets anymore. No. It's about the livelihood and the something that we take sheer passion in of beating other people's asses. And that's what's going to happen come May 17th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Listen, Alex, Kerry, y'all really are probably one of the best things that's going on in NWA right now.
No, that's right.
The Southern Six, can't forget Thrill Billy. You know what I mean? Got to shout him out too. Gentlemen, we greatly appreciate y'all joining us here this evening. Listen, y'all come in as guests, y'all leave out as family. So in that case, Alex, you got a fifth friend here. If ever you need to come back on, talk your shit.
7-6, baby.
7-6. Like, listen, you know what I mean? What all?
Sorry, you said you wanted to drop something else? You had something else to show before we go?
Well, okay, so this is a little off guard, but I think I could show it on here. I have to excuse myself for a second to go get it. But speaking of championship belts and something that is really, really hard to get, that had went missing many of years ago, and I might have called my dad bluff a few times on trying to find something, because he told me he had it. I did not know where it was at. I looked in storage. I looked in many places until we found it in a box in the attic that had probably not been touched since, I'm 24, and I don't think it's been touched in probably 24 years. But if you'll excuse me, I will go show something real quickly that would probably be very eye-opening to some people if you would like me to.
Nice.
Sure.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
go.
All right. Give me 1 second. Check out the background. I'll be right back.
Yep. While we're doing that, Alex, is there any social media you want to plug? For anyone that's watching us tonight, you want to promote? If anybody want to follow you, where can they follow you at?
Alex Taylor Brand on Instagram and Twitter X. I don't really use it that much, but yes.
I still don't call it X. It's Twitter.
Yeah, X is weird. It's Twitter. Like, it's so weird.
I can't do it. It's nice.
Okay.
Oh, I think you got the original gangster joint over there.
I got the OG, baby.
I just saw it from the top.
Some people out there, I'm not going to mention any names, but they claim to fame that they have the OG. But I assure you, and I promise you, they do not have the OG. They have the second production of this belt. When one supposedly went missing a long time ago, not putting any clout on my father, because he got it from a friend of his that Jim Crockett just owed a little money to.
Still steps exclusive right here.
Still steps exclusive.
If you want to see something that has not been shown, I promise you in 25 years, I'm going to show something really, really unique. And I might get in trouble, and no one hopefully knows my address, that they can come and take this beautiful prized possession. But, gentlemen, welcome to seeing it in 25 plus probably years. The OG NWA National Weight Championship made by James McClemens and
Wow.
the OG.
Wait. That's the heavyweight?
That is the National Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. So the national belt, our company, I believe Big Strong Mims may own the red that we had bringing back production, but this is what that belt was based off of there.
Wow.
Again, the Black Edition. Some likes of Jim Crockett Promotions that had this beautiful belt, and I so happened to find it. I cleaned all the dust off this bad boy, and now it is in my possession.
Nice.
So maybe in the near future, you'll be seeing me win the National Heavyweight Championship, if God willing, I'm given the opportunity, because you know how some cowards and clowns are up in the office that don't want to give us those opportunities. But God willing, if they give me an opportunity, I'm going to throw that other little piece of trash belt in the trash, and I'm going to bring back the OG, the original.
I think that belt makes you the rightful national champion.
I think so.
God knows the other brother
just show up the TV with
it.
There you go. Show the TV with it.
AT, God willing, the other brother knows he couldn't lace up my boots on my worst day. I'm talking about my flu game. He couldn't lace up my boots. Brother doesn't know a wrist lock from a chin lock. I said, sit your slow ass down in the corner. Go watch the real pro wrestling.
Look, Billy either gonna write a check or try to cash app you for that title.
For sure.
I think he knows it exists. So maybe.
What you want for that title?
Hey, if the money talks, I was gonna put a price on it, baby. I mean, listen, I'm trying to buy my third property, so
I feel you. Listen,
I'm trying to pay off my mortgage, so I'm trying to pay off my mortgage. So let's see what's going on.
Plus, you don't want Pops to be like, hey, what you doing with the title? Hey,
that's right.
See what happened was.
I'm trying to pay off the mortgage real quickly. So who knows?
Oh man, so gentlemen, we greatly appreciate you joining us here on Stale Steps. And again, to those checking us out, definitely if you're in the Philly area, come on down 2300 Arena, the Crockett Cup, Saturday, May 17th. I believe it's at 7 p.m. I didn't catch the time.
Are you guys in the nearby area?
Oh, we're
we're
actually
from
in Philly. Yeah.
Good. Well, you listen on us. We'll get you. Make sure you guys have the best seats in the house. I'll kick out who else is sitting in those. We'll get you guys set up.
Oh no, dope.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Appreciate it.
I don't care what Kevin Keenan said about you, man. You're a good guy.
Yeah, go ahead.
What Kev say? he better not be talking no shit. He got no shit to talk. other than not coming on still steps. Yo, Kev, I'm calling you out now.
Kev,
what's
where
up,
you at,
Kev?
Come on, Kev.
I'm gonna go knock on his door. Like, what you say? Say no. Nah, gentlemen, again, we greatly appreciate having y'all on, and we'll definitely circle this back. So if ever y'all want to come back on, talk y'all shit, we can have the state of the Southern Six, here. Like, I like it. I like it a lot.
We're nothing short of talking some shit. So I promise you, we can go on and on and on. We love it. We love that game, but we can also back it up. So that's why we talk our shit.
There was so many championships on this episode. This was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, next time you talk to us, there'll be another Crockett Cup behind us and a lot more gold. I promise you that.
Two times.
Hopefully this mortgage money paid off too, gentlemen. Who knows? Who knows what the future lies?
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, gentlemen, we greatly appreciate to have y'all on and talk to y'all soon.
Talk soon, guys.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Hey, talk soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. I thought you was about to say something, Kerry, but yeah, we talk to y'all soon. Yep, absolutely. So that was Kerry Morton and Alex Taylor, 2/3 of the Southern Six. Oh man, definitely super dope guest, being on Still Steps this evening. So, gentlemen, we're going to just take a quick break, and then we're going to, circle back, get back into the turnbuckle talk as far as the week of WWE, AEW, and whatever other shit that that's been happening this week. So we definitely got a lot to talk about. So still to come. We'll be right back. There you go. Strategic. There you go. Don't fuck it up, dude. There you go. There you go. All right, looking back at that, I should have been standing for Drew like that. I was drawn. The tequila was definitely talking during that spot. But it was hilarious because that was like the most random moment, like as far as like Ricochet going over the barricade.
Real quick before we jump into wrestling, I feel bad for that whole entire production tonight in Times Square.
Really? I like the setup. The setup
is great, but the fucking matches have been brutal.
Yeah, the Haney and Ramirez fight was terrible.
Garcia's just forgot how to box.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it the nerves of the setting? Where they are?
It's the no steroids. That you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Shit just doesn't look the same.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was checking it out in between. You know what I mean? Earlier today.
I don't know if it was Garcia maybe overlooking this opponent and kind of tunnel visions on Haney and that, you know what I mean? Because all week it's been them two at the weigh-ins, them two at the press conference, so maybe that's what it was. You know, maybe he was too focused on Haney
Yeah.
and not the task at hand.
Not the actual opponent that was in front of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause he got dropped in round 2.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Missed that one. But but yeah, damn, that's crazy. I'm about to circle back on it. But welcome back, everybody. Still
Yeah.
Politics and Hot alongside Mr. Joey Woods. We just had both Kerry Morton, Alex Taylor, the Southern Six with us. Yo, I knew Kerry, you know what I mean, had like a humor side with him, especially after like the GCW clusterfuck of
Yeah.
Battle Royal, where he came out and interrupt. I can't remember the ladies. I think they were from Stardom, but like he basically was just, you know what I mean, telling them to shut the F up during that spot. I don't know why I just like pop hard pause like was cracking up during that whole interruption. But for some reason I kind of had a sense that was his personality, and then after speaking with him, I'm like, yo, Kerry Morton behind the scenes is probably funny as shit.
Yeah. Oh, he's gotten a chance, especially like the last year or so, to kind of show who he is, kind of stand on his own and kind of get out of the the Rock and Roll Express is one of the biggest tag teams ever. So I mean it's very hard shadow to get out of, especially when your dad is still wrestling.
Right.
You know, like Charlotte Flair, for example. It's a little bit easier for her because Rick's done, right? Like
Right.
Rock and Roll Express is still touring the country. Like it's a little harder to step out of that shadow, but he's done a great job of kind of stepping out and being his own,
Yeah.
So
oh yeah,
shout out to him.
definitely. And I think it does help, you know what I mean, like with him being like with the Southern Six faction, it's like, like on his own per se, has the Morton name, but like he's making it to him, like of him. So, but yeah, no, definitely shout out to both.
It's funny you ended the interview though with and any other shit that happened
Yeah,
this week. A lot of shit happened.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, so did something happen today? about an hour or so ago? Like, is anybody in the noun of knowing what's going on?
I
But
think there was another name that dropped during the interview.
Yeah, I saw that too. It was the NXT. Was it Gallus?
Yes,
I did see that.
Which is pretty crazy because if you remember, like 5-6 months ago, they were like wrecking shot, right? They were, they were in the main event versus Trick Williams at one point, right?
I believe you are correct.
When Trick was champion, I think they were in the main event versus Trick Williams.
Yes, you're right.
So it's pretty crazy. And then someone commented when that was dropped that they were released, that it was like they rubbed elbows with The Rock and they were the same again.
Yeah, I saw that too.
When he was on there, I'm like,
like, you know what, Dwayne? Don't come back. You fucking curse, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is. Just
like last night on Wrestling Open, it was titled "Please Come Back." This should be like, "Please stay away."
Yeah, right. Like don't come back.
Please don't come back.
With all due respect, love your Terramana, but don't come back to the WWE.
I'm fine with coming back to WWE here and there if it's just for like the cheap. Finally, you know what I mean? Like I'm cool with that, but I don't even involved in storylines anymore.
I mean, to me, and we're going to definitely dive into the talent cuts that just happened, but I don't know. I feel like right now, like the Rock persona, it's all over the place. Like you're supposed to be this final boss.
That's what I mean, because he's playing the final boss, right? But he's also playing Dwayne, this TKO board member. I'd much rather him just be Dwayne, the TKO board member who comes over and puts over the crowd, sells merch, and that's it. Because you're still gonna pop for The Rock's music, regardless of what he is, right? You're still gonna pop if you smell. You know what I mean? So let's just have that. Let him come out, do his little finally whatever city he's in, and then be gone.
Yeah, I don't know. and I love The Rock. Like he's one of my favorites. I don't know. He might have to start putting a timeline on this. Like just get to the point where you just show up. Like you pulling up. Wave. You're good. I don't know.
It's official. Also, Ryan Garcia did lose in Times Square.
I literally heard it in the back.
The entire event was literally made for dude.
That's crazy.
And he lost.
That's crazy. Yeah, they're gonna think about putting the money behind both him and Haney now.
Haney.
Like, yeah,
that fight still sells regardless. But if you're Haney, right, dude cheated, came in 3 pounds over,
right,
and beat you, and then just lost his next fight after that. Do you really want to even do a rematch?
Right. I mean, it don't hurt. I mean, well, it don't hurt the value, but you don't gain. Like
the only thing you gain is to show that the first fight was a fluke, right? Because even though you got your loss back, people still remember the beatdown he put on you.
Right.
So if you can erase that, maybe it's worth it. But I don't know. Haney and Garcia look like trash, and I don't know if I don't know if you can headline a card with that.
Like even before Haney even got out of the truck, like he looked like he was nervous. Like just like I don't know. I feel like the moment got to him.
I don't know if it was the moment or if it was the moment a year ago that's still playing flashbacks in his head. That was a beatdown. Garcia beat the brakes off.
Right. We lost Mr. Woods. Let's see if he come back for a second. Well, while we wait for him to get his system together. Yeah, we kind of went way left on the conversation just now, you know what I mean, talking about boxing. Garcia, just lost to Romero. Didn't catch if it was unanimous decision or not, but he just flat out lost. But yeah, he wasn't looking really that good during this bout. Neither did Haney in the prior bout. But yeah, we got Joey back right now. So hold on 1 second.
Sorry, I'm doing it from my phone, and when a phone call comes in for some reason, it shuts everything off.
It was like, time.
Yeah.
Get your ass off. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
But prior to the actual cuts, it's crazy because this morning I saw a tweet and somebody was like, y'all gotta feel the WWE about to make some talent cuts. And I immediately was about to reply back, like, you know what? Like, I think I agree.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about it. Yesterday or last night, right? The report came out that WWE was looking to do another draft in the next month or so, right? It's only natural that when you do the next draft, you kind of trim the roster a little bit.
It's almost a tradition with these cuts now. I almost call it the Aftermania cuts.
Yeah,
like
it's just wild the cuts that they did, right? Because you think about it, Braun has already been cut once. Dakota's already been cut once.
Yeah,
a couple other names have been cut and then brought back, and you're like, and they were brought back and they weren't really done anything with, right? Like,
right.
Ron came back, and I can't really think of anything memorable that he's done.
His best feud was with Bronson. Yeah, and that was it.
So, and then Dakota came back and pretty much got told on Twitter in front of the entire world, "Thank you for being a good hand," by Triple H. So I don't know, like people are like really sad and stuff for them, and it sucks people lose their jobs, but like independence is popping up everywhere now. Like,
right.
There's gonna be a lot of places for the people to go. The only name that shocked me today,
I was gonna ask you that.
Generally shocked me, well, there was 2 names actually that generally shocked me, really? The first was Cora Jade.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like there may be high hopes for her. She was always kind of on a focal point when she was healthy. And that's the big thing, is when she was healthy, because she's been hurt a lot with some serious injuries, right? So I don't know if that played a factor at all, where it's like, how much can we truly invest someone where, if I'm not mistaken, she said both knee ACLs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's something that, takes years off your career. So I don't know if that played a factor. And then the other one is Gigi. Just for the simple fact that last Tuesday she was in a tag team title match.
Yeah.
Like, she won at the biggest NXT pay-per-view. They won a match, and then 2 weeks later she's gone. So that to me was head scratching. The other ones, can you read the list again of who all?
We got Kaden Carter, Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Katana Chance, Cora Jade, Jade, Gigi Dolan, Eddie Thorpe, Jakara Jackson, Raleigh Osborne, and what was it, Gallus?
So another thing that kind of shocks me a little bit is Shayna, because 2 weeks ago she's on Bloodsport and making a big deal about being WWE superstar, and then 2 weeks later she's gone. It's like, like she could have had a lot of fun in the collective,
right?
Being in, you know what I mean. So I don't know, that's weird. The timing is weird there, right? Like, you're making a big deal about WWE superstar being at that show, and then 2 weeks later she's no longer WWE superstar. I think she'll be fine. I think a lot of these names will be fine. Gigi obviously seems like a natural fit back in TNA. Isn't she married to Zach, the Rascals?
Oh, you're
Zach
talking
Wentz?
about Zachary Wentz. Yeah,
I think they're married. Gallum, I think there's a lot of promotions over in the UK and stuff now. It could go back to who else? Cora Jade, I think wherever she wants to go, she can go. I don't know if that's gonna be NXT, TNA or AEW, but I think wherever she wants to go.
I know most are speculating TNA, but for some reason I think AEW would be a good move.
Yeah, I think TNA right now is like a funky fit for, especially now with the to me it's just funky, right? It's like, it's almost like Spider-Man, right? Like, like this, like for a while there when Sony was in charge of Spider-Man universe was kind of its own standalone thing, right?
Right.
In TNA right now, it feels like the crossover storylines are their own standalone thing, and then you got like the guys who were fired and stuff by WWE, and they're kind of like,
and they're like floating back.
yeah, you're like, what do we
Yeah.
do with these guys? You know what I mean? And it's like, well, maybe we can try to like, you know what I mean? So it's just weird, right? Like, so I don't know if this close, and it's gonna be interesting to see because this is the first cut since the promotion, like, working together relationship. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there, because like, awkward, right? Like, if you're waiting your 90 days and you go back, you show up right on TNA, and you're like, well, you were just on TNA when you were at WWE, and now you're not here anymore, and you're on TNA again. It's weird. So I don't know.
Yeah, to me, I don't think most of them will go to TNA. Like, I think it's either AEW or, you know what I mean, whatever company that's under. Like what you had mentioned as far as, with the indie scene being a lot open more, like there's that opportunity for them to, to be able to work it. You know what I mean, work the independents. Like, there's money there. As far as like surprise cuts, I'll be honest. Eddie Thorpe. I actually had high hopes for Eddie Thorpe in NXT. Like, I with the direction that they had him going, I thought he could have been like a big player going into the the heavyweight title.
You're right. You're actually right about that. You're
Like,
actually right.
And they invested a lot of time with
he had that huge line 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
When he said about the white man and just stealing something, like that was a viral moment,
Right.
like, I don't know, that is strange, and he's another one. Could probably just go back to New Japan. They're in need of some fresh talent, so I definitely could see him going back there.
Yeah,
That's where he came from, right?
I think so.
I think he was one of the young lions.
I'm looking it up right
from
now.
the LA dojo.
Gotcha,
I think he was in the class with like Gabriel. What's the name? Gabriel Kidd, is that his name?
Oh yeah, Gabe Kidd.
Yeah, I think they were all part of that same graduating class. Like Clark Connors and Gabriel Kidd and
right. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. You're right. But yeah, I was pretty shocked that he was on that list. I'm like, damn.
I mean, from a name standpoint, right, Braun, right? Because he's always like the type of guy where like if you just need a match, people are gonna watch.
Yeah.
Like let's just throw Braun out there, right? Like oh, you need an appearance by WWE superstar, just give him Braun, right? Like that seemed like he was that type of guy.
I got a little bit of a theory of why he probably met that cut. Like Braun, like he's cool for the moment. But when it comes to something long term, he just don't fit that bill.
Yeah.
And I think that's where like that difference with this, I hate to say it, goes all the way back to TKO. Like if you don't fit the TKO bill, then you're likely not going to be on the WWE bill like much longer.
Yeah, but that's weird. Like I get what you're saying, but like to me, Braun should fit that TKO build, right? Because they want like viral, like trending things, right? When people see Braun Strowman, they know who he is.
Right.
Whether you watch wrestling or not, you see this mammoth of a man walk by.
But that means
who he is.
But that means there's somebody on that roster now that fits that bill that Braun probably should have filled. You know what I mean? Filled.
Yeah.
Right.
Look like for example, right? Here's an example of that. Omos. He was over in Noah, killing it. He was tag team champion over there. They recalled him, haven't used him since.
I was about to say I don't recall him even having a match since he's been back.
Like that's one of the things of, and I call it contradictory here, but Nick Khan, right? He said, "Oh, we don't sign people just to sit on the bench." Then why did you recall Omos?
Right. I'm about to say that's a flat out lie.
Just to sit on the bench, like
right. Like that's just a flat out lie.
Yeah,
like,
and you know another reason why I thought this was coming, like just kind of putting two to two together, right? Like yesterday came out, the WWE dropped some legal standings of trademarks, right? They dropped Edge. They dropped trying to get Tribal Chief. They were trying to trademark that, and they dropped that. And they dropped like 3 or 4 other. I'm like, WWE starting to make cuts, right? Like they're no longer willing to do the legal battle of Edge. They're no longer willing to do the legal battle of Tribal Chief. Like cuts are coming across the board, and talent was bound to be next. If they're cutting that little things like that, talent's bound to be next.
Right. Yeah. And then they also had, you know, the staff, you know what I mean, behind the rosters. They had those cuts too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They they actually started that yesterday. Is it yesterday or the day before? Like there were staff cuts that started first.
I think it's coming everywhere, man. Every business I see right now.
Yeah.
You know, cuts are coming. I think everyone's gearing up for not to get political, what looks like coming down the track, right? So
right. No, I know what you mean. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting, and I'm pretty sure like this ain't over. So, you know,
it's definitely, I think it's gonna happen. Because remember that one weekend during pandemic when like Bray got cut and Cross got cut and stuff like that. It was over a couple of days. Remember Friday it kind of started off slowly. And the only reason I remember is because I was in New York when they cut Bray, and my son like had a breakdown in New York. But I remember Bray was a Saturday. Because Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, kind of what shoe drops there in terms of who else is cut. If we're predicting anything, right? Like who could be cut. You know, if it was 2 weeks ago, I would have probably said Karrion Kross. But just out of spite on that promo that he's dropped a week ago, I think WWE's like, we can't let him go right now.
Hell
right?
no.
Like he's too hot, right? Like he'll show up on AEW and just continue this person and be a huge star there.
Oh yeah, no question. Like he showed his value, you know what I mean, during that viral clip. So now he basically set the market for himself with that clip.
Listen, I know AEW's fumbled the bag a lot over the past year, 2 years, right? But looking at Cross and the character he is and the wrestling he puts on in the ring,
perfect.
I think he's a tailor-made talent for AEW.
I agree. No, 100% agree. Like he would be like shoot to the title picture.
I think day one. Yeah, day one.
Yeah. Like you got to move him up there, and you just can't let him fall from there.
Yeah.
Like, just like, have him be him, put a good faction. Technically he really don't need a faction.
I don't think he does. Not with with Scarlett there, you don't need a faction.
Right. I have like one of those situations where like a little similar to how the Bucks are with Moxley now, although he's in a faction, but like they're like kind of vouching for him from afar. You know what I mean?
The only thing I'd probably do with Cross is maybe give him like some kind of like older, like almost like a Paul Heyman type guy, maybe like just be in the corner, like telling him to do stuff, because he should be a monster, right? He should be treated as a monster. He's a big dude. He can go in the ring. He can talk on the mic. He should be portrayed as that.
Actually, I'll take that back. I probably wouldn't do that, because that's almost kind of like what Archer has with Jake.
That's what I want. I want something like that.
He already had it. He had it with Ellering in WWE. So
I think that was good. I thought it was good, and they cut AOP and pulled the rug right from underneath of them. Like that was going good. They beat the Wyatt Six clean on TV,
right?
And then they just weren't seen again.
Right. In a way, he kind of graduated from that, because now like he's like that voice of what Ellering was in his corner, and now he's basically spreading that through the roster.
But I don't want to be that voice, because it feels to me like when he's that voice, he doesn't wrestle. Right?
No, I get it.
The way they're telling the story right now is like he's that voice to stop him from getting in the ring, right? Like that's his story right now.
But see, what's difficult about that now is how can they spin that into a title, you know what I mean, for him to even get into the title picture. Like, think about
I think it's easy to spin that. I think the easy way to spin that is
you can probably do it with Jay. I don't know about on the other side now, not with Cena.
Well, the way you spin that is you build him up a little bit. You start with Logan, right? Like he's been ragging on Logan bad, right?
Okay.
You have him beat Logan and start that trajectory up. But I think you beat Logan bad, right? To the point where like the ref calls for the match to be over, and he's still beating the piss out of him.
Oh wow!
Like, I just think like that's what you have to do, because if not, what was the point of that?
Right.
So
yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm trying to think now, like who would even be like that star that he feuds with, because whoever he goes into a feud with now, that shit got to be money.
Well, you could have him beat Logan's ass, right? And then turns like I don't think he should go right into like a heavyweight title picture.
Hold on, wait, before you go, if you have him face Logan, that means he's face. Carrier to be face.
I don't think he needs to be face or heel. I think he's just being himself, right? Like he's fed up that Logan Paul's getting a WrestleMania shot over him.
Right.
Like you're getting handed it because who you are and not what you've done. I don't know if that's a face or heel. I think it's just a man who's fed up with his company.
You know what? You might be onto something here, because in that case, he's either or, and then you also can still spin the story between the two of them, where like it's like legit beef between the two.
And then after he demolishes Logan, they do a little bit of feud. I think he turns attention to Dom. I think he comes out and is like, you see what I did to Logan, Dom's the same way. If his dad last name wasn't Mysterio, he never even beat in WWE.
Interesting.
Like he didn't grind on the indies. He just showed up at WWE one day and boom, he's a superstar.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing, right? He just showed up one day and Brock beat the piss out of him, boom. He's a superstar now.
But if you do that with Dom holding the IC strap, Dom got to go over.
No, this is gonna be months down the line.
Well, in that case, if it's months down
Because Logan
the
and him
line,
have to have a feud.
right? If months down the line, then there's a chance he might not even have the title,
But
depending
at
on
this point, at
where
this
that
point,
feud
what I'm
is.
thinking is we're gonna get a Finn and Dom storyline, right? I think it's because Finn betrays the Judgment Day in like full blown heel, which pushes Dom kind of face ish. I don't think they're gonna go full blown face with Dom, but I think they're gonna get the fans to cheer for him and boo for Finn.
Yeah, I've been torn on this. Like as far as like who's going to be the face or who's going to be the heel between like Finn and the Judgment Day members. Like to me, I thought they was going to beat the brakes off of Finn at Mania, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So at some point, this moment gotta happen.
Yeah,
like,
it's gotta happen. It's
like
gotta.
like they've been, you know what I mean, drawing this out way too long now. Like it's funny, but it's also becoming annoying. Like just
Well, I wonder, is Ray really hurt?
I think so.
I wonder
think
if that's why this is being drung along so much. Because I think naturally the easy way to get Dom to be a face again and fans to cheer for him is just making up with Ray.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the fandom is changing. Like everybody's
He gets mixed reviews now.
Everybody's cheering the Hills now.
But I think the way to fully get him back on the crowd side is just hugging his dad. Literally that simple.
I was about to say that, and to get him to boo all over it again, just kick his dad in the nuts.
Yeah, but yeah, I just don't see how you can have a Dom and Finn story and have Finn be the face.
I can't see it either.
Not the way it's been told over the past couple of months.
Right. See what kind of kills the momentum is that he's attached to Liv.
Yeah,
and Liv still has the hillside where.
Yeah, but I think she's all part of it. I think all along they're playing long-term storytelling here. You go back to when he stole the ID, when he stole the room key and stuff like that. I think she betrays him too.
Oh, really? Damn, you think she might betray him and go to Finn?
I think almost like, what was that, Jericho and Christian?
Right. That would be wild. That's what I would say I wouldn't have seen coming if it does happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the way things are going, I don't think Dom no longer needs a Judgment Day. It no longer needs Liv.
Right.
And I think the easiest way to get her off of them is if Liv betrays Dom and Judgment Day kind of turns on Dom. Dom's kind of left all alone in the WWE, and boom, there's Ray to pick up the pieces and they're father and son again.
I mean, it could work because technically I was thinking about this with JD returning, and it's like, well, technically the tag team out of the group was Finn and JD.
Yeah.
So then, I mean, you could probably pull the swerve where they all betrayed Dom. But, thinking this out, it probably will happen longer down the road where like Dom becoming big-headed, pause, where he's like really starting to feel the success of the run of the championship. Like maybe it gets to the point where, he start becoming more selfish and just like, like doing his own shit. Week after week. Like, how they always got the shots with them entering the arena all together.
Yeah.
Like, what if he just start coming on his own because he's champion? Like, he's like, yeah. Like, oh, I'm sorry. You know what they should do? Thinking this out, and I'm probably gonna be an asshole for saying this. Like, they need to turn him into corporate Dom. Like, he's
no.
like, not like you know what I mean, like the old corporate era, but where like he's like now coming out with all these different like sponsorships.
Yeah.
like everything is like, in correlation, and to the point where like they get fed up. Like, one, because they're not getting these opportunities, but also two, it's like yo, like you just left us in the dirt.
What you just said, I agree with, like the fed up thing, right? Because if you think he's been repeatedly swinging and missing at making the Judgment Day better, right? Like Penta and stuff like that, and
right.
booking these matches and stuff. Like, I think eventually the entire Judgment Day gets tired of it. That's why they turn.
Yeah. Speaking of which, whatever happened to that whole they need a new member, scenario? Like they just dropped that now. Like
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I feel like that's happened a lot recently. Storylines just dropped.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like aside from the breaking news that we had this week, like it's been a rather slow WWE week. Like,
yeah, I agree. So how about instead of continuing about WWE, we talk about what to close out the show, and like we talk about what we have going on this weekend in the wrestling business.
Oh no, without a doubt. One thing I do want to mention as far as like what occurred on Raw with the Sami Zayn trying to stand up to Braun Breaker, Heyman, and Seth Rollins, and they had that beat down moment during that segment. Well, I should say after the match and stuff, but I'm not buying that. For some reason, I got a feeling Sammy joining Braun and Seth. Yeah.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that. But I also like if he's not joining them, I'm like, what's the point, right? He was gone like 2 or 3 weeks right before Mania. And this is his first match back and he's written off TV again. It's a little head scratching, right?
Right. Yeah. Because to me, I feel like this could be like the biggest betrayal that helps.
But who's he betraying?
He's going to betray Jay.
Okay.
Because then that would then slowly build to Jay and Seth.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. That would actually be a pretty good build.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would rather, like, initially, early on, like, lesser names for Jay to kind of, like, prove that he is title material. I don't know. Like, a feud right away with Seth, to me, scares me a little bit.
No, it would definitely have to be long down.
Yeah, I just think Seth, like, kind of overshadows Jay a little bit.
Right. Oh, yeah. For sure. You know what I mean? With Seth, there's still room to where he can feud with both Punk and Roman.
Oh yeah, I think we're getting a tag match down the line.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that's going to that's going to continue for a little while. But in the meantime, I think that's where you could hit the spin move and then have that have the moment with Jay and Sammy, all good, feel good moment where you're going to need that help. And then you're gonna get that HBK sweet chin music.
Yeah. The only thing I worry about, like with Jay, right, is factions. Yeah. Right? Like I feel like the past 4 years, he's been tied up in factions, whether it was Bloodline and stuff like that. So I just don't want him to kind of fall back in the lull of factions again. You know what I mean? If it can be done right, I like the way you presented it. I like that idea. I just don't want him to like then start recruiting people for his side, and he's like, we get a 3 versus 3. Like I think that needs to be done for Jay. Yeah, no. If anything, he got his brother. let them cook whenever they need to cook. Yeah. But then, this is his championship run. Let him, let him run. So, because what I could see them doing to make this story work is, like CM Punk recruits Sammy because Sammy was just beat down because Roman's off TV for a little while, and then Jay kind of gets involved, and then Sammy turns on Punk and Jay, and then you're left with a big faction again of Sammy, Seth, and Braun versus Jay, Punk, and Roman. I don't want that. Right. As a matter of fact, what's the pay-per-view after Backlash? Isn't it the French show? Was it Clash something? Clash of the Castle, but it's France. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because if you look at it, you're writing Punk and Roman off now. A couple weeks later, maybe they said June. June is when Roman will be back on Raw. Okay, so that'd be just in time for that pay-per-view. Yeah, him and Punk to go against Seth and Braun. Yeah, I can definitely see that. All right, we book here, baby. That's what we do. So nah. But yeah, jumping ahead to this weekend, we have an action-packed weekend of wrestling. Yeah,
I was about to say, it seemed like we haven't had anything in the tri-state in a while, but things are slowly and fastly approaching. So, real quick, I know you're going to jump into CZW, and we got AEW. Matter of fact, wait, don't we got AEW tonight too? Wasn't it on Ring of the
They
Ring?
canceled it.
What? No freaking way.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Damn, I'll be honest, I didn't even hear about
I think
that.
like last week or so they canceled it.
That's crazy. Damn. Wow. But Collision's still going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tomorrow night I'll be going down to AC. Not tomorrow night. Tomorrow I'll be going to AC. In the afternoon, 1:00, CZW will be putting on a free show, actually on the boardwalk, which is pretty dope.
Nice.
So we go into that. Griffin McCoy's been announced for that. Jimmy Controversy, who our clip of talking about him has kind of gone viral now.
Yeah, we gotta get him on,
which is pretty funny. Nick Gage is announced for the show. Tarzan's been announced for the show. So got a pretty good card shaping up for free on the boardwalk. I'm gonna check that out at 1. And then later that night, I believe at 7, it starts Collision at Boardwalk Hall, which is gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The last time I was ever in Boardwalk Hall was for a Sunday Night Heat when The Rock came back.
Oh wow.
And it was when Kurt Angle was kind of building up his name.
Yeah.
And The Rock cut off Kurt Angle. And after the show was over, it was long over and stuff. They were out there like cutting promos on each other for a good half hour.
That's a good times.
At the end, I still remember this to this day because it was so memorable to me. This was when Angle was still kind of good. He shook The Rock's hand when they were on the ring, like they were on the ramp, and he shook The Rock's hand and was like, "Welcome back, Rocky." It's like when he came back the second time, he's like, "Welcome back, Rocky." He said, "I want to put my hand out, but please don't slam me on this ramp." And The Rock's like, "I'm not that dumb. It's gonna hurt us both." And shook his hand, and they left. But that's the last time I was there. That was years ago, man. That's wild.
Oh wow. I was about to say that's down there. That's down there. What, Attitude Era? Or...
Yeah, that was. I think at that point, Angle still had hair.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then so a couple of the matches that have been announced for GCW, AEW. Sorry, guys. Josh Alexander versus Brody.
I saw that, Brody King.
And then Lady Frost versus Tony Storm.
Hmm.
And I think it was just announced Megan Bain versus what's that chick? The one who has the puppet of Mercedes.
What's it? Damn it. Was it Cart? Wait. I know her name. Oh man, I'm having a blank.
I'm drawing a blank. But they're the 3 matches that have been announced so far. So
was that
Edge, Carly, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But Edge, if I'm not mistaken, is on, or Copeland is on the marquee. So I'm wondering if he's gonna be there.
I was about to say I doubt it unless it's a surprise.
He hasn't been there since what's the name, right?
Not since Dynasty.
Yeah. But Edge and Christian are on the marquee.
Damn, that wouldn't be bad if they were there.
I would love to see them regroup, take on FTR.
Yeah. Oh, that would be nuts.
That would be money.
And a good surprise for the, for the audience. Like they can't come out together. Yo, Christian is an asshole, yo. I don't know if you saw Dynamite on Wednesday, but what's the name? Nick Wayne was coming out. It's music going on. Justin Roberts introducing Nick Wayne. Right in the middle of his introduction, Christian Cage music hits. And like all the attention goes to him. And Justin Roberts goes like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And now coming down the aisle on behalf of Nick Wayne, like Christian Cage. Like, yo, I'm like, dude, like what? Like, why are you such an asshole, man? like you like It's hilarious though. I love, you know what I mean, the patriarch, like the way they operate.
This has been the best wrestling Christian's done in a long time.
Seriously. Like I'm like, dude.
Since I think since that whole one more chance storyline.
Right.
Remember that when he kept asking just for one more shot at the title?
Right.
He kept coming up short. Just one more chance.
Yo, like give him the shot. Like it would be cool. Harley Cameron, that's her name.
Yeah.
I'd have been pissed off leaving tonight, not saying that. like I know her name.
Yeah.
I ain't want to interrupt, but yeah, no, it's definitely looking like it's going to be a dope show. But we did have some crazy ass AEW news break today, as far as they're doing a residency at the 2300 arena,
which kind of connects into what you're doing tomorrow. So
yeah, well, yeah, so, you know what I mean. Well, slide it down for the TWA one and done event. You know what I mean. Anybody in the tri-state area looking for some pro wrestling, definitely slide down to the arena. I'll be down there that evening. Earlier in the day, they are having a WrestleCon event, which is being featured by the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, going to be there signing autographs. So, you know, if anybody in the area, you know, got a free time, definitely slide down to the 2300 arena and, you know, enjoy. It's always a great time down there.
You forgot the biggest part of that whole announcement, though, bro.
What's that?
One of our guests for today will be on the card for tomorrow night, Kerry.
Oh, yeah, I saw he's doing WrestleCon. I didn't see him like on the actual one and done card.
Yeah, it's a three-way. It's
unless I overlooked it.
It's him and Rock and Roll Express versus the Backseat Boys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I was looking, I actually didn't see that particular match. Interesting.
Yeah, it's him and Rock and Roll Express versus the Backseat Boys tomorrow.
Oh, so I'm gonna have to reach out to him like, yo, dude, like, I didn't know you was gonna be on this card.
Yeah.
Like, so I definitely try to reach out to him if you know what I mean. Hopefully I can. So all right. We are at the 1 hour 26 minute mark. Man, they really canceled that Ring of Honor show.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed out about that.
I would have been there because I was trying to go, and I actually had my tickets this week, and then I looked and I was like, "Oh shit, the card's gone."
Yeah, that makes sense because like I'll be honest, like it just like went under the rug.
I believe the way they worded it when they canceled it, they canceled it because Philly's so close that they said, "Oh, you're gonna get Death Before Dishonor." And that's what the Philly kind of, they're calling it a, what are they calling it, a residency.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I wonder what the ticket sales was looking like.
It wasn't good.
Yeah,
like right now, you can get floor seats like row 4 for tomorrow night for like $41.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Might be on the AC Expressway night, Joe. Like I'm on my way. He's like, nah. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Show some local love. But yeah, so all right, we're gonna get on out of here. You know what I mean? Get back to the get back next week. I'm pretty sure we'll probably hear some more talent cuts over the weekend.
Yep.
Hopefully not. You know what I mean? Hopefully everybody's good,
exactly.
But, you know, and to those that did get cut, you know, definitely hope for the best. I'm pretty sure, you know, you have the resume, the capability to be able to bounce back. So, but yeah, damn, it sucks. I don't know, just seeing Eddie Thorpe name scrolling by. I'm like, yo, like he was actually one of my like underrated talent of the year.
Yeah.
Like I really thought he was gonna make some moves. So, but all right, he can make it do what it do. So this was Still Steps, powered by All Authentic Talk Sports Network. Mr. Joy Woods. Shout out again to Southern Six members Alex Taylor, Kerry Morton. Crockett Cup going down in 2 weeks. And, you know, pull up. All the tag teams that Kerry was talking about, pull up. FTR, pull up. Hey, I'm just a messenger. So, all right, everybody, we're gonna get on out of here and catch up with y'all next week. Peace.